Hello class and hello professor. My name is Melanie Mott. I'm a part of group 2 and the topic that we chose for this project and presentation is physical security, but more specifically in the means of access control. In this presentation, we'll be elaborating on the physical human aspect of physical security and access control, which would be like security guards. So when it comes to security guards, you do have to consider certain factors, which we'll elaborate more on. Now, security guards, they're usually the first point of contact when you enter a certain facility or establishment. You see them in supermarkets, clothing stores, banks, residential communities, corporate offices. They are critical in the means of security because they are the first ones to grant you access to view or use certain resources in a facility. Now, when it comes to security guards, in the state of Florida, because not every state is the same, there are certain states that don't require you to have a license, like Kentucky or Maine are two states that don't require you to have a license. But in the state of Florida, you do need a D license, which gives you the right to be a security guard. And if you were to work for a facility that requires you to be armed, so you need a weapon, you would need a G license. So you do need to obtain both. But the D license is critical. It's the one that you need in every facility. Now, these are the examples of how the D and G license would look like. So D license is the green one. Now, for your D license, you do need to renew it every 2 years. Prices usually range between $40 to $60. And your G license gives you the right to work armed at any facility. And you do need to renew this every 2 years, and it is a little pricier. It could range between $100 or $160 because you also need to consider that every year you have to go to the gun range, and then every 2 years you have to pay a certain fee to keep your license up to date. Now, when it comes to budgeting, if you are a big corporate company and you need to hire a specific amount of guards, you need to consider, are you going to hire just one or two? Are you going to hire them privately, or are you going to hire a security provider who will give you these security guards? It might be better to hire a security provider because within the security provider, their guards that they have under their company will already be licensed. They'll already be trained. You don't have to worry about payroll and such because that security provider will take care of all of that. Versus if you were to hire them yourself, it would be more because you have to consider benefits and such, which would be a little pricier for you at the end. But when it comes to budgeting, you do have to consider certain factors. Are your guards going to be armed or unarmed? Or how many guards do you need? Are they going to be working 24/7? How many hours per day? All of these things you have to consider, and it will change your costs and expenses. This is a basic range when it comes to hourly rates. When it comes to basic unarmed guards, could range between $50 to $20. When is basic armed guards could be $20 to $25. And now if you have an unarmed guard who has more experience, it could range between $30 to $35. And then an armed experienced guard would be $35 to $45. And of course, if you have off-duty police officers or ex-military who have way more experience than a basic guard, it could range between $60 to $100. And then you also have to consider bodyguards, which would be $200 or more an hour. So these are things you have to consider when you want to hire a security guard or security company. And there are different types of security providers. There's one in particular that I found pretty interesting. They're called BOS Security, and they are stationed more up north in the Gainesville area up to like Atlanta. And they service clients like the U.S. Army, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, healthcare, retirement. So depending on your business and what you require and how many guards would you need is what type of security provider you would like. And what I like is that you can go online and you can get an estimate on different security providers, and they'll be able to tell you, hey, this is how much we're going to charge for our guards, and these are the experiences that they have and the qualifications that they have, which is nice because you want to be able to have the top service possible in order to secure your company, because they are the first key and first point of entry when it comes to your business, and keeping your environment safe is first and foremost. And it all starts with physical security, all starts with security guards. And that is my portion of the assignment. I thank you very much for your time and thank you for listening.